and welcome to the Jans Report. My name is Austin. Today, I will analyze the decision around the removal of restrictions in Alberta, as well as provide some suggestions. Recently, the Alberta government, led by Jason Kenney, at the advice of Dr. Hinshaw, Alberta's top doctor, announced that on August 16th, most mandatory restrictions imposed by the Alberta government will be lifted, except in some places. Previously, Alberta had a mandatory mask law that required people to wear masks on transit, and business owners, especially those who run restaurants, were required to have guests write down their contact information. This information was used for contact tracing. If a person were to catch COVID-19 at a specific place, they'd be notified to get tested and told to isolate themselves for 2 weeks if they did not have the vaccine and tested positive for COVID-19. This decision has sparked outrage amongst Alberta doctors who question why these restrictions are being lifted, because currently, those under the age of 12 do not qualify to get any of the vaccines. Dr. Hinshaw appeared in an interview on CBC defending her recommendation to lift COVID restrictions. She argued that the virus has been disrupted enough by the vaccines that fewer people will end up clogging up hospital beds, and that putting COVID-19 ahead of other diseases has left people vulnerable. She is correct in that when the virus hit, people who needed surgery could not get it because of operating rooms being used to treat COVID patients. Another concern that the doctors have is that we might head into a fourth outbreak of the deadly disease. This, of course, relates to the Delta variant of COVID, which is much more deadly than the other strains of the virus, and that it can spread very quickly and is more infectious. But the lifting of restrictions, even those that are under the age of 12, are at risk of catching this new aggressive type of variant. There is an argument against this theory in that it is true that people who are under the age of 12 can catch it, like I said before, but are less likely to develop severe symptoms that require them to be hospitalized, according to an article featured in the CBC. I'm not an expert or trained medical professional, making it difficult to provide an opinion on the matter, but can suggest some things that the Alberta government and schools could do. The province could require the use of masks in elementary schools where kids under the age of 12 would be present. Masks could help prevent the spread of COVID by keeping others safe, as well as keeping yourself safe. Schools where people under the age of 12 attend could introduce a policy of, if you're sick, stay home, or if someone in your household thinks they have COVID, to stay home in that scenario as well. This could also be applied to daycare centers, having kids stay home when sick and requiring those that enter the daycare to also wear a mask. On the more expensive side of reducing the anxiety of those that fear that their kids could get sick is the use of online learning. Teachers in schools could broadcast their lessons live through a camera and potentially use Zoom to do so, which could also reduce the risk of the disease spreading to others and overwhelming the medical system. I'll let you to decide for yourself if Jason Kenney did the correct thing and acted on the advice given to him by Dr. Hinshaw. After all, he is not a medical expert, and can't be expected to know everything about medicine. Before I go, I will let you try and figure out what this man is unhappy about. Could it be he found out that the phone he got off of eBay was not the size specified in the description? If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to be notified when a new video goes live, hit the subscribe button. Also, consider checking out the Jan's Report website, where you can read my blog about different subjects, such as why the Liberal Party of Canada should not be re-elected. I will see you on the next Jan's Report.